Hello, everybody. Welcome to Absolutely Obscure with Josh and Rory. I'm Rory.
I'm Josh.
And this is a podcast where we watch movies you've never heard of and we talk about them. And we finally did it, Josh. We found the movie that's going to get us deplatformed. Oh, boy.
I'm nervous about this one. I can't believe how many notes I have in my phone right now. I don't know why that is. I'm assuming it's a lot of complaining about things that are happening in this movie. But
my notes are mostly like, no, don't do that. No, illegal. This is bad.
So, yeah. Should we say off the bat, thank you to the director of this movie for sending it to us.
Yes, thank you to Brian Poser.
Yeah.
We reached out to him. He sent us this movie directly. We're so sorry for what we're about to say about your
Brian.
Your
if
movie.
you want to sign off now, might be good because I did not like this movie.
We were fans of your work for this one. I will say he's still working. He had a movie come out this year already.
That's great. Good for him.
So this was his very first movie. He's been working for over 20 years. So what the fuck do we know?
Who knows? You know what? I'm hoping maybe I'll see some other work someday. Not that I
will say
if it's like this,
all of his movies do qualify to be on our podcast still.
Perfect.
So
send them over, Brian, if you want us to do more.
This movie I don't think you even said the title. Today we are covering Dear Pillow.
Yes.
This was released in 2004. It has a 5.6 on IMDb with 146 votes. And 51 people have seen this on Letterboxd.
I can't believe it's higher than some of the movies we've done. That's crazy.
I'm not that surprised. I think you hated this movie more than I did. I will say that.
Okay.
I didn't love this movie, but I could see vision in it. I guess I will give that.
You know what? In fairness, yes, I will say it had what I hated about it, I will say, is the characters. I didn't like anyone in this movie. So I will say it was well made. It was just from a whole bunch of point of views that I have no interest in hearing from. So
yes,
for whatever that's
I agree with that. I think that it was a perspective that I've never taken before.
I maybe had this perspective when I was a 14-year-old boy, but I would not want to see a movie that I would have made when I was 14 years old.
That would have been a sticky movie.
Listen, if I make a movie tomorrow, that's also going to be a sticky movie, but that's,
that's
whatever.
True.
It'll be like syrup or something.
So this movie, we have basically 3 characters. 4 if we include the dad who's kind of there. Our 3 characters, we have Wes, who's played by Rusty Kelly.
Okay.
We have Dusty, who's played by Gary Chasson. And Lorna, who's played by Vivian Vives. Or Vivian Vives. I'm not certain. Hey, Josh, did she do porn?
She almost did in this movie. I was too nervous to, even though I did find her attractive, but I was too nervous to look this lady up. I thought I was going to be on some sort of list.
I did look her up. We actually did mention in our last episode that our pool ladies were all Playboy buddies.
Oh, yes. Well, I knew that. I just didn't mention it. But yeah, of course.
Yes, I know you knew. It's for our paying audience.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. We'll fix that in post. We'll go back and put it in.
Vivian Vives, she looked familiar. I looked her up. She hadn't been in anything.
I also thought she looked familiar. Yeah.
I don't think, maybe like some TV appearances or something stuck with me, but she is a quite striking woman. I will say she's the best performance out of the
she played a role. It was great for what it was, If you
are very reluctant to talk about this movie, John.
Listen, hey, if you need a hot older lady, she did a great job. But I question some of her choices in the character's choices. I mean,
yes, the character's choices. I question a lot of the characters' choices. Every character's choice in this movie is at best questionable, at most
a crime.
Illegal. Very, very illegal.
Yes. Yeah. So where are we gonna talk?
So we open on a scene of, I guess this is our fifth character. His name is Brian. He buys porn. Also, that's what this movie is going to be about. This movie is about, I guess we should just say, a 14-year-old who gets brought into the world of pornography by his neighbor.
How old is he?
14, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought, not that this makes listen, I'm not trying to give anyone excuses in this movie. I think he's 17 only because at the end they make a very big deal about it being his 18th birthday.
Okay, so that makes more sense. That makes it much less illegal in my mind.
Yeah.
Still lots of illegal stuff.
Yeah, still questionable as hell. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was so young, but maybe I'm just maybe I was watching this along with something else at the same time, so I might have crossed.
That could have been, yeah. I mean, he talks like a 14-year-old, so you know.
Oh, he definitely talks like a 14-year-old. This guy is dirtier than both of us combined. But without any of the knowledge base that we've accrued over years.
Yes,
of watching
that's
pornography.
Right. That's right. I thought for a second you were going to say life experience. Now it's going to be like, no, sorry, not me. Oh yes, porn. Yes, this is where I learned this stuff. Yeah. No, he very much is a kid who talks big game, like he's I don't know, like he's just been having sex his whole goddamn life, and he's almost tired of it. That he's got to try some freaky shit. Now he's in that stage of it, but he's clearly a virgin and has never kissed a girl. Like
no, he's never kissed a girl. He's never been with a girl in it at all. But we open up this one guy, Brian, and he's basically goes to his porn collection and he puts a movie in. And then his wife interrupts him and he's just like, he does get to masturbate in the first scene. I forgot about that.
That's so funny.
Sweet.
I feel like I don't.
This is such a fun conversation we get to have.
That's so funny. I think the start of this movie was so frantic, and I forgot about this, but it makes sense with how it ended and stuff that happened near the end of this movie. Okay, I see.
Yeah, because he kind of bookends the movie a little bit. This guy Brian.
And it makes sense.
I did like how he hides his porn behind other books that are just boring. And he's just like, no one's gonna read these.
Yeah. Yes, I've hid some DVDs that same exact way. It's fine.
Yeah. Did you ever find your dad's porn collection or a family member's porn collection, Josh?
My dad didn't have a collection, but he did have one Playboy that I found and showed every person that I ever met in my whole life.
My dad got really mad at me one year because my mom had organized a scavenger hunt for my birthday without knowing that one of the clues she hid was raped by my dad's, I gotta be, frankly, massive collection of porn that was just in a garbage bag. And it was a full garbage bag so we opened up thinking that's the clue. It was just porn.
Man, what a great hiding spot for porn. Who's gonna look in a bag of garbage? That's genius.
And then my mom got mad and threw it all away. No! And then my dad got mad at me.
You know what? I'm also mad at you on behalf of your dad. That's tragic.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, those porn bags probably would have made a lot of money now. They're all from like the 70s and 80s. That stuff, it's vintage.
That's great.
Anyways, our next scene is so Wes is a bag boy at like a local grocery store.
Yeah.
And we see Dusty is like walking around and imagining this really insane porn scenario.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird narration stuff going on in this movie, and it's all sex based, and it's weird because it's so the narrating is like what they're fictionalizing, and then we're seeing what's actually happening, and it's so mundane by comparison that it's just like makes me sad for every character.
Yes, but I think that was the point. I did actually like that contrast between what he's imagining and what it is. And it's revealed that Dusty, he writes porn professionally. That's his job, basically.
Yes.
Or if it's not his job, he does it enough that he does make money at it, and so it's a second income or something.
Right, and it's like the penthouse stories, like the How We Met kind of stories is what he writes for the in-universe porn magazine, which is Dear Pillow.
Yeah, which I gotta say, that is a terrible name for a porn magazine.
Yeah,
this was 2004. We were looking at jugs. We had. I don't remember the other ones.
I don't know.
I worked at a convenience store that sold porn, and when we got like the new ones in, you'd have to rip the covers off the old ones and put them in the garbage. And that's why I found out, we sell some freaky shit in this convenience store in small town in Wolseley, Saskatchewan.
I can't believe that's the system they created for getting rid of the porn. I'd be like, yep, just going to rip out the cover, and also I got to take a trip to my car real quick, but I will throw these porns out on the way there.
Turned out I parked right by the dumpster. Which one's going to get the porn? But I remember specifically we sold one, and I remember the cover specifically. It was just like, she was born a man, he was born a woman. The greatest porn ever made? Question mark.
Oh my God, we got to be reviewing these magazines. This sounds great.
I think about that cover and I'm just like, I wonder if that's when I became woke, being like, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a fun idea.
Oh, love is so beautiful. That's great.
But yeah, so we jump from Dusty doing this voiceover, then we see him writing it out in his apartment, and then we jump to Wes's point of view, and it is the point of view of a 17-year-old virgin who's obsessed with sex.
Yeah.
And legitimately his first lines are basically like, well, I gotta find someone to fuck. I'm gonna either fuck this old woman who owns my apartment, or maybe I'll fuck the old gay guy next to me. I'm not gay, but I'd let him fuck me. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, also he might say a line, I have it written down here. It's like, I'd love to lose my virginity, preferably by anal rape.
Oh yeah, he does say that because that's what he's trying to convince himself. Yeah, I'd let that old guy fuck me. It's just like,
I
Jesus
see. Okay,
Christ, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
boy.
I did not.
Yeah. This kid, he's obsessed with anal. This kid.
There is so much anal talk in this movie, which I guess was the thing in the early 2000s.
I guess so. I don't know, man.
I have no idea. It was all over the place in this movie. And to the point where I'm just like, can we not? I think of your joke where you're just like, no, it's perfectly good for regular vaginal intercourse.
Yeah, that's right. It's
get there first, you know?
Yeah, no, someone just needs to have the conversation with this kid, man. Oh.
Yeah. So the kid also, it's revealed that he lives with his divorced dad, who is a complete fucking loser. He's like, I think he's a security guard.
That could be. I honestly have no idea. It would make sense. Is that why they have the radio or the CB?
So he has this radio that Wes uses to listen in on phone calls with other people in the apartment, mostly his hot landlady,
right? Who
I think is also like a phone sex operator. I think that's the implication.
Right. And also this, and listen, I'm not a tech guy. Is that how radios work?
I mean, maybe.
Can you just tap into a random phone conversation that's happening somewhere in your neighborhood? Because his can, for sure.
I also like how he doesn't have a bedroom, so he's doing this in his living room, which is like
curtain off from like inches
privacy.
away from his dad. He's listening to this lady have phone sex conversations, and oh my god, the guys that she's talking to are so. Man, did they fit the bill of being creeps that would call this thing. It's awesome.
Yeah. I also liked how he sat and he wrote down the conversations to jerk off to later.
Yeah, he
in his living room. I'm just like, geez.
He also he goes to neighbors and he he just straight up is like, hey, can I have beer? And
because Dusty is always inviting him over to have beer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's what he says in the
first narration. Okay.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I don't want to sleep with him, but it's obvious he wants to sleep with me, so I guess I'll let him fuck me if I need to lose my virginity that way.
So yeah, he goes over for
him
beer.
Being 17 still makes it super creepy.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
He goes over for beer and he confronts him. He's like, talks about him being a pervert. And then he's like, oh, I'm a pervert. All right. Here, let me show you these magazines I write for.
Yes. Yeah. He pulls out the porn mags. And he's just like, here you go. Here you go, son.
Yeah.
Read this porn.
Take it home with you. To which he takes it to work and jerks off in the bathroom stall. And
before this, we should note that he likes to go and take a look at his dad's porn collection. That's why he went to confront the neighbor.
I see. Okay, yeah.
Dad has a porn collection that's all bondage stuff.
Yeah.
And he thinks that that's disgusting. But he thinks that his neighbor writes that. So he goes over, he's just like, you write disgusting things. And he's like, no, I write regular stuff. Your dad just likes freakier stuff than I do.
Yep, that's true.
Yes. But yeah, he takes the porn to work and he's jerking off in the bathroom at work.
Yeah,
with the magazine on the floor of the bathroom.
Girl walks work. Like he must have been in there for so long. A girl comes in to be like, "Are you okay?" And then sees the magazine on the floor. It's like, "What's this?" Starts laughing at him. Cut to his dad being like, "I can't believe you got fired for jerking off at work. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
A very reasonable freak out from the dad here, being like, you can't do that.
Yeah, a rare moment of good parenting from this dad in this movie.
Yeah. And this is when the landlady shows up to be like, hey, by the way, your rent check bounced.
Yeah.
And she asks, "Oh, how you doing, Wes?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm fine." And the dad's like, "He just got fired." It's terrible.
I love that he just tells the landlady that. Oh, it made me laugh.
Apparently, this is also what she notices, that he's living in the bed. His bedroom is in the living room. She never noticed that before. Yeah. He's like, "Ooh, this is a cute little curtain you got here."
I did like she offered to go and complain to the grocery store about how good he was at bagging groceries to try and get him his job back. I thought that was nice.
It was nice. I will say she is playing it pretty horny too. She says
every line in this movie horny, and it's all right for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also love then the dad is like, "Hey, maybe you want to watch a movie sometime?" And she's like, "No. I'm all right. Thank you."
No, you're too legal for me.
And then, he goes to the neighbor just to be like, "Hey, by the way, your porn mags got confiscated by my boss."
And he also brings over something he wrote.
Yes.
Being like, "Hey, could you maybe send this in?" Because he thinks, "Oh, maybe I can get paid for this."
Yeah, he wants them to submit it on his behalf, and maybe they can split the money. And he's basically like, "Well, how about this? I have a typewriter right here. You type it up. I don't want to do it."
Yeah, he can't read his handwriting.
Yeah, it's terrible handwriting. It's great.
Yeah, because he's writing with his left hand while jerking off with his right. I know.
That makes the most sense, I think. Yeah.
You've never done that, Josh? It's
no. I take writing breaks to jerk off. I'm not a multitasker, you know.
I like how you take writing breaks from jerking off.
Jerking off. Yeah, I jerk off more, and then I gotta stop for a second. I write a little bit, and then I get back to it. You know,
back to business. Yeah. So they kind of get a bit of a friendship now, where he's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to write porn,
right?
Because he's like. It feels like an inspirational movie at this point a little bit, where he's like, you got some talent, kid.
Yeah, he's very much like, hey, you got to think of it like this. Who's buying these magazines? And he's like, guys. So you have to write to turn on guys. You know, that's who's going to be your audience in these magazines.
Yeah.
You have to
like
write
how he
to the
him,
penis, he says.
Right to the penis. That's something that we gotta learn, you know. I had the line here. Find what gets the cock hard. Just in such, but he says it's so nonchalant. That's just he's just like, hey, you gotta find what gets the cock hard.
Yeah. He delivers most lines in this movie pretty just as a matter, like, you know, he never really lots of reflection on stuff. Yeah. Also,
sometimes it's because he's a bad actor, but sometimes it does work.
Yeah, it's about 50-50. Also, then the little freak tells a story about some guy who fingered a dog, and I wrote, I hate this.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
It was gross.
I didn't like that part at all. But I think that happens after he takes him to like a fancy bar that he goes to all the time. And then the kid reads his story aloud, and it's disgusting. It's more disgusting than anything I've ever said in my life.
I think that was just after. Yeah, we also the other thing we have with Wes is he has a pen pal, some other guy that he like trades these weird ass stories with, and it's funny because the other guy's stories are also about how often he gets laid and how he just had sex with a 10, and he also just sounds like a virgin who's never had sex. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which having a pen pal that you write sex stories to is a very specific scenario that it makes me feel like, oh, this guy this is just putting his own life on screen to a degree.
It could be.
Yeah, they get kicked out of this bar that he's been going to for years because they read this disgusting story aloud, and the bartender's just like, you can't do that.
I love this bartender be like, what is happening over? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, this old man and this child came in, and then the child read a sex story aloud.
Yeah, no, this
and at this point, he's been like fighting with his dad a bit, and I think he goes and tries to do some laundry. I'm guessing because all of his clothes are very stiff, and this is when he gets confronted by Lorna.
Yes,
because
we've seen this a couple times where he's been listening to her conversations on the phone sex line, and she keeps hanging up. Which also that's another thing is I don't know how she knows.
Yeah, that was the other. I don't know enough about being a peeping Tom.
So there's this magical radio that can tap into any phone conversation, but also if you're a skilled enough phone user, you can tell if someone's done it. Like she's like, I've seen this technology before. Hey, you little pervert. I know you're listening to my phone conversation. The best is every time she's on the phone with like a John, they're like in the middle of her like explaining her playing with herself or whatever, and then she'll like get to a part and then hang up, and then you'll hear a few seconds of the guy being like, hello, like he's so desperate to keep the call going.
Please, I love you, please.
Oh
man. But this scene was kind of disturbing for me, where she forces him to tell a sex story,
right?
To, like, tell me what you would do to me, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and he looks very uncomfortable throughout the entire thing and does not want to do it, and I did not like that.
Yeah, I think it would be different if she was like trying to teach a lesson of like, hey, don't be a pervert. This is what it feels like to be like when you're in an uncomfortable situation. But then, I don't know, she just continues to have a relationship with this kid where they feel like they're going to have sex the entire time. It's very strange.
Yeah, it felt like she she should have been teaching a lesson. Instead, she was like, oh no, I'm just going to make him say that he wants to fuck me, and then I'm going to fuck him.
Do it. What a lesson. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that part felt like one of the stories that you read in Penthouse.
Yes. This lady
My landlady confronted me while I was doing laundry. I was just a young, naive 17-year-old boy with a huge, throbbing cock.
What do you mean we're demonetized on this episode?
Oh, looks like we've lost every account that we've ever had. That's crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
I also liked, so after this confrontation, we had one more scene that I liked where Dusty takes Wes to the beach, and I did like how Wes, of course, is looking at a hot woman who goes by, and Dusty's like, "Don't look at her.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy over there." It's just this fat, balding man who's like staring at the woman. He's like, "You gotta listen. God put there's God in a woman's ass, but you gotta learn what he's thinking."
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of notes.
No, he specifically says, "Don't look at nice ass and pretty tits. Who cares?" Which, yes. So yeah, she now basically, Lorna is in the trio. They've become a trio where she's also hanging out constantly. There's like this somewhat dramatic scene where Wes is like, "Hey, why? I think I know why my mom left. And it's because she was tired of doing bondage play with my dad." And my dad is still single because he can't find anyone to do that with.
Yeah, that was a funny conclusion to jump to. I liked that.
Yeah.
She got tired of doing bondage.
And I also liked how he came to this conclusion after going to look at his dad's pornos again, and his dad had left a note being like, "Please respect my privacy."
I thought that was so funny, the note on top.
Yeah. Which he like, didn't move the porn. It's still there. He's just like, "I'm just going to trust my son. I trust him that this note is enough."
In fairness, it works. The son's like, "Damn it." Not a note.
Yeah. And I did like how Dusty was just like, "Listen, a lot of people are into bondage. Your dad's doing fine."
Yeah, he was. Their relationship was crazy.
Yeah.
And at the. Oh yes, please.
I think it kind of meanders. Like, it's a very short movie, yet it still does feel like it meanders here quite a bit.
Yeah.
With like, oh, now they just kind of hang out and talk about porn and sex a lot. And it feels like it doesn't really focus on him trying to become a better writer very much.
Right.
At one point, Dusty does tell him, he's just like, "You write like someone who's never had sex before.
Yes.
You have to have sex in order to actually figure out how to do this kind of thing." So go ahead.
I was going to say the next scene that cuts to Wes writing from the perspective of a girl, which is like, wait, what? That was the advice? Because he's like, "Oh, I'm on my period right now." It's like, this is not the note that he gave you, man. What are you doing?
You wrote somehow what you know even less about. Colder. And then there is a scene in here where they decide to all just watch a porn together.
Yeah, they invite Lorna over for like whatever. They all have a meal together and they're getting drunk and stuff. And then so I can't remember if he says it now or I think he said it earlier, but he used to Dusty. He used to make porns with his boyfriend back in the day.
Yeah.
and how his boyfriend was like the on-screen talent and he was the director. And so so he, as like a treat, pulls out like this old, like a video reel, like to sets up the whole projector and everything. And they're like, and this is like where the Wes really started to grate on me, because like all this stuff is just like a teenage boy, what a teenage boy would, being an idiot, would ask. And I just wanted to die, because he kept being like, God, I don't even want to say some of these lines. He was like,
say them.
He was like, how much dicks did she suck that day? And he's like asking if like a girl ever swallowed so much cum that she got sick. To which I did like, Dusty's reply is, no, I think it's good for them.
Yes, I did have that. No, I'm pretty sure they like that.
And then he's like, he's watching this movie and he's like, wait, that's your boyfriend? I thought he was gay with you. And I don't know if it was this or they're kind of laughing at the movie and Dusty gets offended and like shuts it off and is basically like, movie night's over.
Yeah, and then the dad shows up and he's like, where's my son? And initially he's like, don't tell him I'm here. Yeah. He's just like, listen, I know my son is here.
I saw him come
He has
in here.
no friends. He's going to go hang out with the old guy who gives him beer and talks to porn with him, you know? And at some point during all of this, he's just like, listen, if you want to write about porn, you have to know what sex is. So you should have sex. Lorna wants to have sex with you.
Right.
Why don't, for your 18th birthday, I film you having sex with Lorna?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. She also, I think she pitches it originally. Like she comes over and says like, hey, basically, he's gonna give me money to have sex on camera. And he's like, that's crazy. And she's like, well, it's with you. And he's like trying to be like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're a little freak. Of course you do.
You are the most disgusting teenage boy to ever exist. And that's coming from two freaks.
Yeah, there was a point, I think it's before, at some point, because I think they do a thing where they, Dusty also has the idea to basically do what he did earlier, where he brings over his radio and they're like going to transcribe a phone sex conversation. And I think he also, this is where I got confused, because there's a moment where he calls a guy and Lorna's like having phone sex with him. And it's the dude watching the porn. It's like,
I think it's just that's a guy that he knows to sell to.
So
I think that, because that's who he's making the movie for.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought.
So I think it's just like he's just like, yeah, that's my porn guy.
I know a pervert. He'll want to talk to you, which I also love. Because she basically calls this random number and he's like, hello. And she's like, I'm touching myself. And he's like, go on. And he's like, has like a 1 minute phone conversation. Again, she hangs up and he's like, kind of like, the camera shifts over. His girlfriend is like right there. And he's like, ugh, telemarketers. And she's like, it's 1 a.m. And he's like, I don't know.
You were talking about jerking off. He's like, it was a weird telemarketer.
Yeah, it was funny.
So basically Lorna convinces Wes, or I guess Dusty also has a conversation with him, being like, hey, listen, how many people can say that they have the first time they ever had sex captured on film forever?
Right.
And I'm like, no one wants that.
No, definitely not.
That sounds like a terrible
because his other pitch is like, you love watching porn and jerking off to it? Imagine if you were in it. And I'm like, turn it off immediately. I don't want to see it. I also love, there was a scene, I think he went to pay Lorna, I think he paid her because she was doing the phone conversation or whatever. And he reaches into this drawer and grabs the littlest amount of money I've ever seen on film. And Wes looks at it like, oh my God, that is life-changing money. So he like offers them He's like, I'm gonna pay you to have sex in this porn movie. It'd be great.
I gotta be honest, if you are living in your divorced dad's living room, it doesn't take much to be life-changing amount of money.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair point, Rory.
And you just got fired for jerking off in the bathroom from your bag boy job. So yeah, they basically, the next scene, and this is basically close to the final scene of the movie.
Yep.
Is Lorna is being filmed, and Wes enters the room, and he's just like, "Oh, are we rolling already?" He's like, and does it like, "Yeah, we're filming it tip to tail, the entire thing."
I love he says that. Yeah, we're filming everything, and then only minutes later, he's like, "Yeah, we only got 16 minutes left of battery life on this bad boy, on the tape on this bad boy, so let's get it in here."
I had to assume he meant 60, as in 60.
That could be. Okay, fair enough.
I have to assume.
Oh yeah, so this is the point I was saying, is like the reason, because when Lorna came over to pitch the porn movie, is Wes is trying to get her to have sex then, and she's like, "No, tomorrow's your 18th birthday, so we'll do it then." So yeah. Again, not trying to be like, "Don't worry, this movie only groomed a young." It's fine.
Yeah, it's like Call Me by Your Name. Somehow less problematic. No, and then so they don't even really kiss or anything. I will say there's no nudity or anything in this movie actually that you can't really show or unsee, as depending on your point of view.
I did like the line, what's his face behind the camera, Dusty, is saying he's watching the girl like Lorna, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna grind that boy into hamburger."
Which, to be fair, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm getting quite hungry, actually.
Yeah. We did miss one small scene, which is when his dad goes and picks him up after they watch the porn movie. His dad's like, "I'm gonna take you to the titty bar." And he goes and tries,
because it's his 18th birthday, and he's like, the arguing with he's like, "I'm taking you to the titty bar." They go, and then you just see his dad arguing with the bouncer who won't let this child into the bar.
Yes,
he's like, "I'm his dad, and I say you can see it." They're like, "No,
I'll hold his hand the whole time." So he doesn't get in. But yeah, they're filming the sex scene, and then I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm kind of a little confused about
Tell me about it.
Turns, but at some point, both Lorna and Wes are just like, "We're not fucking doing this for you, you disgusting old pervert."
Yeah, it was really weird. They just she turns it all on Dusty, being like, "Yeah, this is what you want to see, this young boy. You've liked him the whole time, you freak." And she's like, they wrestle for the camera, and I think she then tells them to have sex, and then Wes is like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
And
never mind.
Yeah,
I said previously that I would mind getting fucked in the ass if it meant I lost my virginity. You called my bluff.
But yeah, we and then I don't know, what's the guy watching the tape? Is that the final scene?
No,
it is right now, right? Because we see him talking like down the lens, being like, "I know this porn's for you, you weird man," and the
weird freak. And then it shows him Brian, the guy that they sent this tape to. He shuts it off. He's like, "Oh man." He's so let down.
I can't. Which my whole thing was like, wait, this is one of the tapes that he sold this creep. It's like just a video where they don't have sex and berate him through the lens. Did this movie start humiliation porn? What the hell's going on here?
You know, when you put it like that, it actually sounds pretty good. I can see the clientele. But now that you say it, I'm just like, is that the final scene?
I don't know. I just have a lot of stuff like what I didn't get like now so he didn't have sex, but now he's still writing stories about having sex, and this is kind of like we were talking about earlier. Right. You see him like talking about, oh, I was having sex with this person and this person, and you just see him having like day-to-day occurrences, being like, hello, like it's like yes. no. So it's just like it's very unreliable narrator thing, which is funny. I thought.
Right. Yeah. He basically he grew up enough to be like, okay, sex isn't that extreme, but it's also something that I don't know what it is yet.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of where it leaves it. I don't think he talks with the neighbor or the landlady anymore.
No, I think he's like, I don't know, writing about having sex with everybody in this movie. Who knows?
Yeah. That's the end. I kind of feel like Brian. I didn't get to come at the end here.
No,
I feel a little let down.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
It was a weird one.
Talking through it, I guess I didn't hate it as much. I mean, like I said, I guess I pointed this out. I hated the characters, a lot of the characters.
Yes.
It wasn't that I hated the movie. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah, it sucked being with a horny teenage boy who was only horny and only expect the emotion of horniness.
Yeah.
It sucked being with an old pervert who wanted to sleep with a child. That being our second main character wasn't very fun. No. As we both said, we did like Lorna. I think that she was like the best performance out of all of them.
Yeah.
Also, I will say Rusty Kelly in the lead also just wasn't a very good actor, I don't think.
Yeah.
Very blank, expressionless kind of guy.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen when you make your main character probably a kid who doesn't have a lot of on-screen experience or whatever,
Yes. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of on-screen experience. He didn't really go on to be in much more. He was in Cabin Fever 2.
What? Wow. I got to watch that again. Oh my God.
And yeah, I think that this, as I said before, I think that this was a good proof of concept movie of like, hey, this guy knows at least how to make and write a movie.
Right.
Is everything going to work? No, but I think that you could see, I can understand why this guy got to continue to make movies.
Yeah, I'm happy that he's still working in Hollywood, I guess. Hopefully, maybe we'll see some of his more of his work later down the line.
Yeah.
Send it over.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, for sending us this again. I hope we did. If you're still listening, I hope we did tear it apart.
Yeah, I'm sorry if we were harsh at all, but
what would you give this on our Letterboxd?
I don't know. Maybe like I might feel worse about. Maybe like a 1.5. Where would you go?
I was gonna go 2.5, just because thinking about all the movies we've done that are worse than this.
Okay. Can we meet in the middle of 2 then? Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right.
2 feels fair. If you guys want to follow us on Letterboxd, we'd appreciate that. You can find us at AbsObsPod on Letterboxd. And thank you guys so much for listening. That is our episode. We appreciate all of our listeners. If you guys enjoyed this episode, enjoy the podcast, please give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, share us with your friends and family. Not this episode. Maybe
don't start them off here, please.
This might not be a good introductory episode. Start with larceny. Start with the girl who invented kissing.
Oh, for a second I thought you were stopping at didn't we watch one called The Girl that was also horrifying?
Yes, we did. Watch another one called The Girl.
When you stopped, we took a breath. I was like, no, Rory, not that one.
No, thank you guys for listening. You could, if you have any comments, questions for us, you can always email us at absolutelyobscurepodcast@gmail.com. We'll read them out on an episode, give you guys an answer. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, I think. One of the other ones at absolutelyobscurepod.
Yeah, you can also follow us individually at The True Rory or Real Funny Josh. And if you haven't done so yet, please check out Boogie Woogie, Rory's special on YouTube.
That's me. Thank you to Lizz Kerschbaumer for producing this episode. Thank you to Aaron Campbell for supervised producing this episode.
Looks like he's going through a bag of receipts over there or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Thank you to Matt Prince for our theme music. Thank you to This Thing On Productions for producing this show. We love all the work that you guys done. We wouldn't do this without you. And you know what? We end the episode by choosing another movie to cover on a future episode. So I got 3 titles here for you, Josh. Are you ready?
I'm excited. Yes.
All right. We have Collaborator.
Okay.
Then we have Chapter and Verse. And finally, Love in Tokyo.
Collaborator. Love in Tokyo. Chapter and Verse?
Chapter and Verse, yes.
Oh boy. This is tough. I have no idea. God, why do I always I'm drawn to the vague ones. What the hell is Collaborator, Rory?
Collaborator. I'm glad that you asked, Josh. No, I out of 2 of these have positive ratings, and one of them did. You chose the one of them that has positive ratings.
Hey, I'm getting better at this.
We're getting better. This is from 2017. This has a 6.0 on IMDb with 919 votes.
Whoa.
So
we're going to push this thing over the edge.
Good.
Yeah, that's great.
We have 262 people have seen this on Letterboxd. A failing playwright has a chance encounter with his former neighbor, a right-wing ex-con. That's it. That was the plot description. I think it stars a famous-ish person that we'd recognize, whose name I can't remember right now, but we'll talk about in that episode.
Can't
wait. You can look forward to Collaborator in a future episode. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Bye.